As a public defender, Judge Karen fought for her clients' rights. She was elected to the bench because she believes in doing the right thing.
I'm very passionate about helping people, period. Y'all two grown people need to get your own house.
Right.
You had 7 years to have told him that. When we fight, who's gonna win?
You are.
I don't answer questions, I ask them.
Yes, ma'am.
Raise your right hand.
Objective, independent justice.
I'm ready to rule. If you keep walking, you can overcome whatever circumstances you're facing.
This is Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Shirley Manor is suing John Rivers in the amount of $760. Ms. Manor claims the defendant's memory-boosting coffee caused side effects that got her kicked out of the opera and says Mr. Rivers needs to pay for the pricey tickets.
Miss Manor, you're suing Mr. Rivers for $760 for negligence?
Well, I'd say false advertising and more than that, really,
Okay.
emotional damage.
Okay. What's your relationship to the defendant?
I don't have a relationship to
I
the
wasn't
defendant.
asking you. What was your relationship to the defendant?
I bought his coffee, his Neuro Cafe, and it was advertised as helping memory. Did not. It also cost me a great deal of embarrassment at a public opera, and it caused me to have some very physical reactions.
So you make some sort of coffee?
Yes, Your Honor. I make very good coffee.
Well, okay, and what's this coffee she's talking about?
Well, I have 2 brands of coffee. One of
Okay.
them is just your standard, run-of-the-mill, delicious, nutty, smooth coffee. The other one has certain benefits to your health, one of them being mind health.
Okay, so what's in the coffee?
Normal, natural ingredients that you would expect to find in any energy drink,
Right.
power bar,
Okay,
things
do
like that.
energy drinks and power bars help you with your memory?
Some of them do, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, like which ones?
Like vitamin water, for example.
Vitamin water helps you with your memory?
Sure, yeah.
Okay,
It helps improve it, helps
Right.
steady it.
Are there scientific tests to prove these claims? Have there been tests,
Your Honor,
laboratory
yes.
tests?
They have been FDA approved, yeah.
Okay, what about your drink? Is your drink FDA approved?
I use ingredients that are, sure.
Okay, but is your drink itself, with the ingredients in it, is it FDA approved?
Well, if it's using...
Yeah, answer yes or no. It's real easy. Is your drink FDA approved?
Not specifically, Your Honor.
Okay,
no.
that means no.
Okay.
That means no. That means no.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so when did you create this coffee?
I did, yeah.
What, inside your house, in your kitchen?
Oh, yeah. That's the dojo, Your Honor. That's the studio. That's where I do the magic.
Oh, okay. And how long have you been making this coffee?
Feels like my whole life, but the company's been around for 3 years.
For 3 years, okay. And you licensed, insured, everything?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you're an LLC, a corporation?
LLC, yeah.
Okay, do you have any documentation about the corporation?
I do have
your
my paperwork
LLC,
right here. I've got-
corporation.
yeah.
Let me see that.
You got it.
So how did you find out about this magic coffee that's going to help you remember?
Well, after I retired, Your Honor, I experienced some short-term memory loss, and I
How
did.
old were you then?
65.
65, okay.
And I did go to my doctor. I
Right.
went for a checkup.
Right.
And although the doctor said that I did not have Alzheimer's presently, I have a long family history of Alzheimer's.
Okay.
So I wanted to get ahead of that disease.
Right.
And I went researching on the web
Did
myself.
you ask your doctor, did he recommend anything to help you to get ahead of the disease?
No, he didn't say anything, but
Did you do any research to find out if there's anything that you could do to prevent yourself from having Alzheimer's or dementia
yes,
if
I
it's
did.
Yes,
Yes, I did.
Okay, what'd you find out?
Well, I found out that there are some supplements in some products
Right.
that might help my
Might.
help my
Okay,
memory.
so like what?
For instance, they said that lion's mane could be an ingredient that would help me
Okay.
because it's a medicinal mushroom
Okay.
that's supposed to improve cognitive function and improve memory.
So did you go searching out lion's mane?
Yes, I did. That was one of the key phrases I used.
Okay.
And that how his coffee came
His
up.
coffee came, but if
Right.
that's such a big deal, that came up with a lot of other products, not just his coffee.
It is true.
So
There were
what
more than
drew you
one.
to his coffee?
Well, I have to say, for instance, on his webpage, it said all these testimonials about
all these people that
all
said,
these people
you
said,
don't even know those people.
Well, no, I don't. But they talked about the boosting of brain function.
Right.
They were talking about how great their memory was after all this.
You know what? My brother likes to say this because he's got his own health issues. If there was a miracle drug out there, then we would all be healthy, right?
I understand.
There would be no dementia. There would be no Alzheimer's.
Right.
If there was such a thing.
And with all due respect, Your Honor, I did not think that this was a medicine.
Right.
I didn't think it was going to cure Alzheimer's. I just feel I have evidence, symptoms of early onset Alzheimer's, which the doctor didn't feel was enough to say that I actually had Alzheimer's.
Okay, and you were looking, you were searching, and
I was
reaching
searching, and I felt kind of desperate because, you know, my mother, my grandmother, my sister, all had Alzheimer's at the age of 65. So I felt pretty desperate.
Coming up on Supreme Justice.
You're supposed to have a cup of coffee every morning, and if you feel particularly some brain fog going on, you can try it twice a day.
Okay. All right, is she right? This is what you recommend in this product?
Your Honor, it's coffee. I don't recommend any serving size.
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Supreme Justice is back with the case of Shirley Manor, who is suing John Rivers for negligence.
Try anything else other than Neuro Cafe?
No, not as the first try. This was my first attempt.
So what was so how are you supposed to use this? You're supposed to have a cup of coffee every morning or something?
You're supposed to have a cup of coffee every morning, and if you feel particularly some brain fog going on, you can try it twice a day.
Okay. All right, is she right? This is what you recommend in this product?
Your Honor, it's coffee. I don't recommend any serving size.
Do you have any pages from his website where he says he's guaranteeing anything?
Well, he doesn't guarantee it.
Is he promising anything?
Well, not really a promise per se.
Right. So you start drinking this coffee. How much was the coffee?
I'm sorry, ma'am?
How much was the coffee?
The coffee was $30 a bag. I got 2 bags.
Okay, you got 2 bags.
Yes.
So then what happened? That's why we're here. I guess something went wrong.
Right. So about 3 weeks before this incident I had, which I'm going to describe to you, I started drinking the coffee.
Okay.
And it tasted good and everything like that. But about 2.5 weeks into it, I started getting jittery. And I've been drinking coffee my whole life.
On 1 cup a day of this?
This was on 1 cup a day.
And you weren't drinking any other coffee?
No, but I did start to, just before going to the opera, I started having it twice a day. And that, you know, but I had already started feeling jittery before the twice a day.
So why would you drink more of it? If you were already feeling jittery at once a day, why do we drink another cup?
I understand, but I was hoping, because I hadn't seen any improvement in my memory.
Right. Maybe it didn't work.
Pardon me?
Maybe it didn't work.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe I should up it and see if that would help.
Did you see any evidence that your memory was improving?
No.
Your Honor, a doctor said her memory wasn't bad, so how could it improve?
That's not what she said. And I don't answer questions, but that's not what she said. Anyway, go on. What happened then?
Okay,
3 weeks in.
Right. Well, so I do want to emphasize that these were very expensive opera tickets.
How much were the tickets?
$350 a piece. I spent $700.
Right. Okay. So what happened at the opera?
Well, at the opera, and we were only 10 seats away from the stage, and with everybody, all the noise and all this stuff going on, I felt like I was under the microscope.
Right. Why were you weren't on stage?
No, I know, but what happened was, all of a sudden, I got these terrible muscle contractions and some involuntary movements, and I let out with a screech. And oh my God.
What did you say? Let me hear it.
I went, ah! It was more like that.
Sounds like you were part of the opera.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, but it didn't feel too good, and I wasn't getting paid, Your Honor. I was not getting paid. And I really doubled over with these muscle contractions, and I let out with this involuntary screech.
Okay.
And my muscles were twitching, and I'll tell you, it was just so embarrassing.
Right.
It was so embarrassing because people turned their heads. They were looking at me.
Right. But what was the opera going on at the time?
Yes.
Did the people on stage stop performing?
They did not. They were very professional.
They just kept going.
They just
Maybe
kept
they
going.
didn't hear you.
Maybe.
Right.
But I saw people around me turning their heads.
Okay.
And I hate to bother people.
Right.
And I hate to be embarrassed.
So that happened that one time.
That happened.
And then?
And then I didn't want to call any attention myself, so I just stayed there. But once again, I had an involuntary screech, muscle contractions. It happened all over again.
The whole thing.
The whole thing, and by that time, I just knew I had to go to the bathroom. So I got up to go.
Where's your friend?
My friend was right next to me.
Okay.
And she was looking really frightened too, but she didn't know what to do.
She needed to do more than just look frightened. Your friend is supposed to be helping you.
Right, but she didn't know what to do to help me. She looked pretty desperate.
Asking you, are you okay? Should we go? Should we go to the hospital?
She was mouthing it. She didn't want to make any more noise. And I got up to go, Your Honor. I got up to go. But before I could even get out of the row, the ushers from the theater just kind of descended upon us.
Right.
And they said to my friend and to me, you have to leave the building.
Right.
To leave the building.
Because you were interrupting the opera. Right?
Well, I don't know. The professionals on stage seemed to being able to keep going on. They didn't turn.
Right.
I mean, I understand.
You were escorted out of the building?
We were ushered out.
And then what happened?
And well, it was humiliating. And also what happened then was they just said, don't come back.
Okay.
And that was that for them. I felt terrible for my friend.
Did you go to the hospital?
I didn't
Have
go to
you sought any sort of medical treatment or anything?
Well, I did. I called my doctor, but I couldn't hear back right away. So I just went home and lay down.
All right.
And I was just trying to
it couldn't have been that bad if you didn't go to ER or what is that other thing that they go to? They do nothing for you.
The urgent care.
Didn't go to urgent care.
Yes, urgent care. Well, I was just trying to get over it. First of all, I was humiliated.
Right.
The worst thing you can do to me is humiliate.
You seem like you were more bothered by the humiliation than whatever was physically happening.
No, it was really, I was doubled up at home, but my friend said, let's try a compress on you. Let's try and see what will happen.
Well, let me ask the defendant a few questions. So how much of this coffee have you sold in these 3 years you've been doing this?
Your Honor, my company's doing great.
Okay, I asked you a question. How much of this stuff have you sold in 3 years?
Your Honor, I sell...
How many bags have you sold?
On average, probably 10 a week.
10 bags a week, that's it?
Well, $30 a bag, that's not terrible, Your Honor.
Okay, but this is really still being made out of your home.
Right, exactly. It's a passion project I'm trying to turn into a business.
Do you have a license to mix this up in your home?
Your Honor, yeah.
Where's the license? Let me see that.
Well, I don't have it with me.
Coming up.
You're supposed to have a whole lot of licenses for that.
You're right, Your Honor, and if you were
I know I'm right. And I don't believe you have a license.
You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Supreme Justice is back with the case of Shirley Manor, who is suing John Rivers for negligence.
Okay, well, you need a license to be producing a food product in your home.
Right, of course, Your Honor.
Okay, I want to see it.
Okay.
Keep looking through the paperwork. I know you knew you were coming to court when you left your house today. You don't have to come up here. What's in the envelope? Let the bailiff have the envelope. Let me see what you got.
Your Honor, what I have right here is reviews from my customers.
I don't want to see any reviews.
That's what I have.
You don't have any documentation that you're operating a legitimate business. You are preparing food and selling it. You're supposed to have a whole lot of licenses for that.
You're right, Your Honor, and if you were to come...
I know I'm right. And I don't believe you have a license. So back to you.
Yeah.
Why are we here?
Okay, because this whole thing happened because of his coffee.
How do we know?
Well, because I was drinking coffee before that, and I didn't get jittery.
I don't know if you ate some donuts that morning that you shouldn't have eaten that day. Or
No.
I don't know. I mean, you don't have any proof that anything that he took affected your health.
Well, ma'am, I want to say, with further research, I found out that he had cathinone as one of his ingredients.
Right.
And cathinone...
Is it on the label?
Yes, but...
Well, you were doing all this research, remember?
I didn't see it. My vision isn't the greatest. I couldn't read the very small print, and it had this thing, cathinone
They
is
call
equivalent...
these readers for a reason. This
With
is
all
why,
due respect,
if you can't see something, you're supposed to do this, and then you can see everything. So you missed that one ingredient.
I did,
okay. And what does that ingredient do?
That ingredient is equivalent to an amphetamine,
right?
Which is known to produce these kinds of effects.
Right.
Coming up.
What do you have? What kind of degrees?
Your Honor, I make coffee, not medicine, so this...
Answer is none.
You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Supreme Justice is back with the case of Shirley Manor, who is suing John Rivers for negligence.
You had an obligation to read the label before you decided to take this stuff. He shouldn't be selling it, but that's a whole nother thing. We're going to report him to the state at the end of this case.
Well,
he's going to get reported to the state for operating this business basically without a license. But that's not why you're here. You're here because you believe that he caused you to have this reaction at the opera.
That's correct.
And you haven't proven that to me. And the $760 is what, the tickets?
The $760 was $700 for 2 opera tickets and $60 for the coffee.
Right.
But when I called him and told him what happened, he denied any liability. He said he'd give me 20% refund on the coffee. That's $12, Your Honor.
Right. Okay.
I spent $760.
Right. Well, you're getting a little upset. Did you have some of that coffee today?
No, Your Honor. Your Honor, I have not touched it since I've had those contractions.
I hope you haven't touched it, and I hope that as you go, you know, we've been joking, but Alzheimer's, it runs in my family too. Yeah. And it's a very scary thing, this whole dementia thing.
It is.
But the one place I wouldn't go is to Billy Bob making some stuff in his kitchen.
I
mean, that is the last place I'm going to go looking for help.
It was just a start, Your Honor.
I understand. Well, hopefully that's the end.
Yes, it is.
And so what are we doing next?
Well, I did talk to a gerontologist.
There you go. We're starting with a gerontologist. But he got a license.
Yes, it's a doctor.
What?
A doctor, an MD, an MD.
What do you have? What kind of degrees?
Your Honor, I make coffee, not medicine, so this...
Answer is none. Okay, I get it. I get it with you now.
Judge Karen's verdict when Supreme Justice returns. You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen.
All we can do is to pray about it, have faith about it, believe in blessings and believe in grace, you know, because I had a great-grandmother that lived to be almost 100 and she didn't have it, even though it was in the family. So you don't know what's going to happen.
Well, my grandmother did. And my mother took care of her. And I took care of my mother and my sister.
And you have anybody to take care of you?
No, Your Honor.
See me either. I don't have any children.
I don't have any children.
I don't have any children. But you know what, though? I got your nieces and nephews.
I do.
Okay, this is what you got to do.
Okay.
You got to make them think you got money somewhere.
As a school teacher?
Right. Now, you got to make them think you got to make them think you made all kind of great investments, and they're going to think when Auntie dies,
wait a second,
she's going to leave me something.
You are a judge, and you're telling me to lie to my nieces and nephews?
Tell your nieces and nephews, because they don't have you under oath.
Okay.
Okay, they got to just believe that there's money in it, and they're going to take care of you. And then you'll have the last laugh in the end.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm ready to rule judgment for the defendant. Good luck to you.
All rise.
Judge Karen has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been denied.
If anybody knows how to get a license for food production in the greater Dallas area, let me know.
How could the judge dismiss the fact that there's this ingredient that's like an amphetamine?
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.